Nakore Apparel is a lifestyle brand inspired by and created for those who unabashedly seek, speak, and live in truth. Nakore is the African Adinkra symbol for truthfulness, and the clothes speak truth in all its forms with the ultimate aim of love and justice. If you're down to expand the culture, break barriers, and eradicate injustice wherever you find it, then Nakore Apparel is the brand for you. Go to NakoreApparel.com. That's N-O-K-O-R-E Apparel.com.
Nakore, apparel for truth tellers.
Tuned in to the Drunk Mind Sober Thoughts Podcast.
Yo, what is going on? This is DJ Brainstorm on the mic with you right now, coming to you live and direct with episode number 314 of the Drunk Mind Sober Thoughts Podcast. The DMST Podcast is back.
Yes.
Thank you to everybody tuning in on YouTube right now, and everybody tuning in throughout the week on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, the TuneIn Radio app, all them other shits. No wooshka. Anywhere, wherever, however you get your podcast. We want to thank y'all for tuning in this week. Back after a 2-week layoff.
Yeah.
It's good to be back in the studio.
Blessed to be back in the studio.
It's good to be back after a Browns win, so we ain't up here all pissed at each other and everything or whatever after a Browns loss.
I don't care. People listening, y'all got to deal with at least 2-3 minutes of this. I don't care.
Yeah, we're going to do it.
Browns win. Can we just do that now before we get the podcast going?
Let's do it. 2 minutes. Let's do it.
2 minutes. It's just good to see Baker Mayfield do what Baker Mayfield
to
does.
Another goddamn team. Jesus.
Just enough,
man,
to make you be like, maybe he can do it, and then it don't never get done, man.
And all the people that stand Baker Mayfield are going to sit there and still be like, well, you know what, this happened. You know, all of that happened was that he threw the ball to us and had a bunch of incompletions. That's all that really happened.
Yeah, so I'm good. We want to know is 1-0, man. We're gonna have to win ugly. For a while,
it's survival mode.
Yeah, till week 12 comes, so we get the shine back.
Just get the W's.
Yeah. So I was thoroughly impressed by the game today. So defense played well. We had a couple blown coverages. Yeah. Allowed some big plays, but other than that, it played well.
Yeah.
Played well.
Definitely. How you feel about it, Playboy?
Oh, I'm happy. I was telling people a win is a win. It don't matter how ugly it is, whatever the case may be, scratch, claw, whatever the case, we 1-0. So that's all I can. 28 years.
Listen. Tell
without
the truth.
a week 1 victory.
Yeah.
28 years.
Or 8? No, 18.
No, 18. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
18 years.
So I'll take it.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
18 years. Yeah. I don't care how I get the light bill paid, as long as I walk in the house and the lights is on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is not a beauty contest.
You gotta light them 30 candles.
Yeah, listen. Man, losing week 1 is now you get a chance. You win next week at home. You 2-0. Now you off to the races. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now you can have, you ain't playing catch up. So it's a good thing.
And they should win next week. You're a better team than a team that's coming into the stadium next week.
You're a better team than a lot of teams you're gonna play early on.
So get the wins in your pocket now.
Yeah,
that's the big thing. Get them in the pocket now. So
yeah,
it was a good win. I was at home. I told y'all we saw every single Baker Mayfield there was today. We saw like you said, we saw the rattled Baker Mayfield. We saw the fumble Baker Mayfield. We saw the interception Baker Mayfield. We saw the cocky Baker Mayfield. We saw every single Baker that's out there.
The lucky Baker Mayfield.
Literally,
who took advantage of a blown coverage.
And this is the roller coaster we went through every fucking game for 4 years with Baker Mayfield, and I am off the roller coaster. Thank you,
man.
Thank you. So,
like I went to it's what apropos. Look at that word. That's exclusive.
2 weeks away, and we apropos up in this.
We apropos.
Hey,
listen,
that is the name of the show. I can't spell it, but that's the name of this week's episode.
I was looking down. He said that word. I was like, I got hungry.
They ain't got nothing to do with
like that. Got to be a dish.
No, it's apropos.
I was like, nigga, what can I find?
Let me get that on DoorDash.
What's the recipe? You know what I'm saying?
When I was at South Euclid Home Days yesterday, and my daughter and her,
Oh,
and
I
her
saw
friend,
that was going on.
they was on this roller coaster or like a ride, and it was just going up and around, up. And I'm like, this is being a Baker Mayfield fan right here.
Man, look.
And this is why I don't do it, man. This is why I'm off of it. And they had a time of their life. And I'm off the roller coaster. You know what I did? I sat back, I ate me a funnel cake, and I went and sat in the car.
I love funnel.
Yeah. Funnel cake is perfect. I don't know why it's so good at a fair. It's just the best food at a fair, man.
Oh yeah,
It's fresh.
it's one of the best.
Yes. Oh, you know what? It is the heat.
Yeah.
Can we just tell the truth? The grease makes the spot of sugar stick to it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, it's fire.
It's messy.
And with lemonade, I don't know what the combination is.
The
Diabetes.
fair lemonade is the sweetest shit.
Yeah, it was
ever.
sugar. No, it was sugar at the bottom of
The
the cup,
only
bro.
thing sweeter than fair lemonade is
black.
sweet tea in the South.
Or it's black people Kool-Aid. Black people Kool-Aid is top tier because we don't measure, bro. We just pour the bag into it
Hold on.
until we feel like it's enough sugar.
I have to run that back. See, in my house, we had a recipe for Kool-Aid.
In my household,
was-
as for me in my household,
That's me in my house.
we had the Kool-Aid, and we put ginger ale in our Kool-Aid.
What?
It's always
See,
That's cool.
for people who don't know, we got a couple. We got some guests.
Y'all
It
have
was
punch.
delicious.
The bougiest East Cleveland resident in the history. Yeah, we couldn't afford ginger ale, sir.
Hold on. Don't judge me. It was delicious.
Okay.
It was, we had a,
What kind was y'all using? It bet not have been
it
Verner's.
was Fago.
Okay,
Ugh.
Yeah.
that ain't nothing but sugar and fizz. No way.
2.5 cans plus like 3 or 4 packets. And some other stuff. It was my mother made a little card that had the actual.
Oh, y'all was real bougie.
It was. But it
That's
was
next
delicious.
level.
It was delicious.
Mama got hood recipes in the kitchen hanging on the
You would
refrigerator.
never
That's
thought I
what
came up off of Hayden.
your Kool-Aid got fizz in it. You like, you peasants, you drink it with your pinky
Yeah,
up.
but we had people that was just like, it's delicious. What is this?
This is amazing. What is this,
Like, don't worry
velvet?
about it, nigga. It's Kool-Aid.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I can't believe you had fizzy Kool-Aid, man. This
I
is
had both.
unbelievable.
I had both, but this was like the secret weapon. Like,
Okay.
You know, barbecue.
Just impress the girls.
Yeah,
You like,
he
baby,
bring a girl. I'm just
baby, you
about
want
to
some,
say, hey,
baby, you want
ain't
some
never had
Kool-Aid?
this before.
You know what? Real quick. Sorry, y'all. Yes, I apologize. It's DMST. We apologize. But shout out to my homie. I'm going to give him a shout out in a minute. But I remember he was coming up. This is what happens when you mess with hood chicks. You probably could have got some tail off Kool-Aid. I remember this girl
See?
gave him some tail one time,
Man.
right? They laying in the bed. He told me this story. I almost drove off the road. We was driving. She turned over at him and was like, I mean, you just so he had Nikes stacked up. My boy had a bunch of shoes, whole kinds of Nikes and Jordans. She like, you got so much polish about you. Like, you got so many pairs of like clean Nikes. Like, I just knew that you was the one. Man, what? What? You gave my man the buns because he got a lot of Nikes? You definitely could have got buns off Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
No
With,
shadow of a doubt.
with ginger ale.
Yeah.
Listen, if I would have known back then what I know now,
Yeah.
I'd have put that on the market.
You put it on the
I
market.
probably shouldn't even say it because somebody gonna steal it.
I have not had Kool-Aid in
Oh, I ain't had Kool-Aid in.
ages.
Yeah.
When me and the missus first got together, we would make Kool-Aid. We were still in our 20s though. We had to shake the rust off. You know what I mean? Like we were still.
You bought the canister. Like when I was older, I didn't do the packets anymore. I bought the canister.
you
get the little
yeah.
scoop and put
Oh,
it in
excuse
there.
me.
So who bougie? Me or you? At least I had the packets.
I only did that with country. I did that with Country Time lemonade, not Kool-Aid. No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I get me 4 scoops of Country Time to make me a gallon.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Man.
I feel
all right.
it, all I'm saying is I ain't judging you. Don't judge me.
All right.
Okay. All right, y'all. So all right, let's get to our introductions here. Playboy is here. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Playboy the DJ, Playboy DA DJ. Another week, man. Another show ready to get in as usual, baby. Let's get it.
All right, Dev is here. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling really good. 1-0. So I'm ready to go, man. Ready to have some fun.
All right. Everybody that is on the feed in there right now in our YouTube, what's up to y'all? And if you are listening throughout the week, I tell y'all all the time, y'all should be tuning in to our YouTube and watching the show live. But if you are tuned in live, you see we have a guest, Miss Shamira, correct? Shamara. See, I got the A's and the I's all messed up. Miss Shamara, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
And I may have you pull your mic down a little bit. Okay, yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So you're doing good.
Yeah, I'm doing well.
All right.
Thank
And
you for
this
having
is
me here.
this is your second time on the
back.
podcast with us. So long time listeners will remember that you were on the pod with us back when we were in studio number 1.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's good to have you back.
Thanks for
We're
having
going to be
me.
talking about a new venture you have going on. You're going to be starting we'll talk about it. It's going to be a podcast, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll have that going on. You'll be recording that up here out of the studios up here. So we're going to get into that in just a little bit. But as we always do, we'll ask everybody how their weeks was, and we'll start with you since the camera's already on you. How was your week?
Well, it was pretty good, I'll say. Work is work, right? But my youngest son is going to a new school, and he's doing extremely well. He was chosen to be a HBCU college tour team captain.
Okay.
So really excited for him. You know, he's in middle school, and y'all know, right? Y'all were black boys in middle school at one point in time. So, but you know, the world is crazy now, crazier, I should say. So I'm just grateful that he's in a place where the folks love him the way that I do. Shout out to Kenneth Clement Boys Leadership Academy.
Which one?
Kenneth Clement.
My brothers went there when they was younger.
Yeah.
Oh, where's that?
I can't. I personally can't remember. I remember them always mentioning it as growing up, saying they went to Kenneth Clements, but
It's on Woodward.
yeah, Woodworth. You know what?
It's
Right
right,
there-
by
right there
East
by- right before you
Cleveland.
hit,
So that's the one.
right
See,
before you
you
hit-
know
Right
what?
before you hit A.
Yeah, okay, so
Yeah, I drive
that's
past
where
her all
my
the time.
nephew's going. Okay, yeah, my mom told me the name. I'm like, oh, it just went in one ear, not the other one. Yeah, so that's where they're going.
So what exactly is the HBC? What is it that he got chosen to do? Like what in particular? Like what is
So the team that he's assigned to is FAMU, Florida A&M University, and so
The Marshall
there's
100.
a middle school leader that he'll be working with just for his classroom that he's the captain. They are planning a college trip, so this is something that the school does for the boys regularly, the boys in middle school, and he will be in charge of gathering information for the other students about FAMU.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, the first thing we talked about was what's FAMU, because he came and said FAMU. So we had to break it down for him. And then that led into this conversation around just why there had to be HBCUs, thinking about the agricultural, mechanical, and think about what that looks like today. What does that look like, sound like, and feel like? So really excited for him. And just, you know, our whole family, we've been through a lot through this pandemic. So I'm just really excited that my boys are on the other side, happy and healthy.
That's what's up. Yeah.
That's what's up. Good to hear, and it's a positive thing to hear also as well.
Definitely.
So good luck to him with that.
Thank you.
Good luck to him. Playboy, how was your week?
Y'all know me. I try to keep it simple as possible, but keep my eye on the prize. You know, you got your roadblocks and your ups and downs, but I'm gonna keep pushing. So.
You know who Playboy is? A starting quarterback in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? How was it getting there? You know, we just put one foot in front of the other. Today is the biggest game of the season. We went 1-0.
Yeah, we won 1-0 for the week. Yeah.
Hey, that's my quarterback.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, no, I mean, you know what it is, man. You know what I learned over these years? Just be real quick and simple, keep it moving. I went through a period of my life where I just kept being what you would call negative, and every little thing that happened just keep being like, oh man, you know, being down. Now I'm just like, anything that come my way is just like, it'll get better.
Yeah, gotcha.
You know, but hey, look, we all up here. I woke up this morning, so that's all that really mattered. So my week was good, man.
At the end of the day,
At the end of the day,
when,
real
when-
quick.
when things could have been different,
Right.
Right.
you know.
I'm here. So that's all that mattered, man.
Dev, how was your week?
How was my week? Was eventful in this sense, work wise. When you hitting, I don't want to call it middle management, but because I'm not like middle management, but I guess it is in terms of schooling. Once you hit that level, you work and then you like, man, I hate this job. That level where you're not really making a whole lot. Then you get up to the point where you're doing decent, but you're doing a lot of leg work. You're not quite the superintendents, you know what I'm saying? But you're also not the hourly worker. You know what I'm saying? You like right in the middle. But
So I'm with the other deans at the school, deans of instruction, my other dean mate. We are kind of tasked with turning the school culture completely around. And you know how we made fun about those we've been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise, all the movies, and we think it's funny. That's real. It's as real as it gets, to be honest with you. Like, turning the school around is very difficult, especially when the students aren't used to anybody caring past how much you need to care to collect a check.
Yeah.
So, like, caring is a heck of a commitment. It's almost like a relationship. Like, when you get ready to love a woman or a man that's not used to having real love, you got to love them through, like, doubt. You got to love through, like, what you going to leave? Like, I had a kid the other day. I was talking about, I'm like, for next year, like, you got to be ready. You don't want to be back here next year. He said to me, what, you going to work here next year?
You got abandonment issues.
Like, they don't even think you're going to stick around to be there the following year. So there's no commitment to changing the day if I don't think you're going to be here tomorrow. So, like, changing the school around, like, you watch the movies and they be throwing paper wads at the teacher and playing and not listening to the teacher. Like, my name is Mr. Reed. You got to point to the board.
Crazy Joe.
Yeah, it's real.
Now they call me Batman.
You smoke crack, don't you? Like, no, it's a real heck of a job, man, to turn a school around. Like, you talk about middle schoolers, you dealing with people on the precipice of being like, really, that's the second word.
This dude go big word. That's the death all day, huh?
Where you think I learned all these big words from? I've been saying big words for the past like 2 weeks.
Dude,
you know,
you on Thursday night. Oh, what was that? What was the one on exonerate? What was it?
Oh my
Jesus.
We'll talk about that in a second. He hit us with the biggest word. With all due respect,
hold on.
out of context I've ever heard.
Hold on. Hey, look. Listen. Players fuck up sometimes.
All right.
But all I'm saying, though, is that it was like 6 people on the Zoom feed, and when I said it, everybody was like,
huh? People's camera was off. They clicked their cameras on. It was because he was talking about.
I know what the word means.
We was talking about something. It was like, because the poets, when they come up, they got to have their time to talk. And we can't just exonerate all the time. Everybody was like,
word. Oh. You know what it felt like? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to throw it there. You know what it felt like? It felt like when I thought it was Cinco de Mayo, but it was really March 5th. And I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, Cinco de Mayo. I brought stuff for tacos.
Listen, y'all don't
and tequila.
understand.
And y'all like, yeah, word. You did.
Listen, hold on. We rehashing stuff. I don't think you'll understand. He brought tacos. He brought tequila. I'm like, this is a nice guy on a Sunday. It's March 5th, and he bringing us food. And having to the pod towards the end, he was like, everybody have a good Cinco de Mayo. We was like, it's March 5th.
Be early is to be on time.
Oh,
yeah. God. So that's what it felt like when you was like, oh yeah, we gonna exonerate the I was like, okay, all right.
Oh man,
quintessential.
Yo, there we go. Bang, 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 bang.
Essentially, what I meant was
quintessential and essentially.
Oh, it's Big Word Sunday. Okay.
Essentially, what I meant.
Okay.
Y'all know what I meant.
All right.
Players, like I say, players fuck us sometimes.
But anyway,
let me dig into my thesaurus over here.
But no, man, just a lot going on. A lot of fights and stuff from last year. It's just a lot. Turning over a school culture is a lot, man. It's a heck of a task, and I'm built for it. I'm here for it. Everybody on the team is here for it. It's just it's a lot more difficult than you would think when you go into it. You're like, hey, we all got good intentions. They could care less about your couldn't care less about your good intentions. So that's how my week was, man. My week is the same thing. Waking up, trying to go change this thing around for the best, and coming up with different ways and methods to make it happen. Because it's one of those situations where the majority of the kids obviously want to learn and want to do, and want to get better. They want the information that's being given out, but a lot of times in our community, the squeaky wheels are loud. And not only do they get the oil, they do have the ability sometimes to pull people into their orbit that wouldn't normally be in that nonsense if they wasn't doing it. So it's just a heck of a task. So
be
so that's what my week really is. I'll be tired, man.
We see you, Traptivist.
Yeah, I'm trapped. Listen, whew. It's one of them, like they used to joke last year because I would just sit and like receive kids all day. I could listen on to watch YouTube videos. Like I'm just receiving kids, figuring out what happened and handing out discipline, and sending them back to class. I'm in and out of classes, walking around the building, and then I'm not off to 5:30. It's just a lot more. Up at 5:30, not home to 5:30. I am beat. Dealing with a month and a half post-op knee. It's just a lot. Yeah. But so these weeks get long, man. So anyway, that's been my week.
All right.
What about you, Brent?
How was your week, man?
It was. Thank you all for asking. No, but it's been busy. I mean, we're getting adjusted to things at home and school going on. So I mean, it's getting adjusted to everything. Kind of busy because I mean we came off of last weekend, then this weekend, it's weird saying it, but the in-laws were in town.
Okay.
It's weird because you might as well say the in-laws were in town. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but so that that happened. So we were out and about, moving around on Friday and Saturday and things like that, and did dinner last night. Got her parents together and my parents together so they can meet for the first time.
Oh man, come on, man, how does this go? Come on, don't just brush over this.
It was expensive. That's how it went. It went expensively, but no, it was good, man. It seemed like everybody got along. Mm-hmm. I mean, it wasn't nothing crazy, I think it went pretty good. We went to Firebirds up in Pinecrest.
Oh yeah. Oh.
We actually wound up there twice over the weekend because we went to Pinstripes on Friday. I had never been to Pinstripes up there, and Pinstripes is cool. It's a nice little spot. Could be a nice little date night.
That's what, yeah. Like that. You know what women end up doing?
All up in there in that gentrification.
Listen,
another big word.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all, one and one.
This is what happens when Shamar comes on the pod. This is what happens.
Like 3. You beating all
this is what happens. But no,
I got to make up for the other day.
That's what women do to us, though. To be honest with you, because we'll just get some Wingstop and go to sleep. Women will have you at Firebirds. They'll have you here. They'll have you there. Going to somebody's birthday. This food is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was up to me, wings, burger,
this one I think was more me in the sense because I wanted to make sure we showed everybody a good time.
Look at him.
I mean, I wanted to make sure we showed them a good time. I mean, I didn't want it to be like half-assed in a sense, Yeah. So I mean, that's but like I said, the dinner went good. I mean, they nobody fought. I mean, so I guess it's good. Mm-hmm. People talked and everything. Good conversation at the table. Even got my mom to have a half of a drink.
Really? Okay.
My mom had half of it. Let me tell you.
She was sauced, huh?
No, she wasn't. Okay. No, but she wasn't that. But it was so funny. My mom is hilarious. My mom was one of the funniest people to me. Just watch her do stuff. It's just like she was. So I had a glass of wine. Corliss had a glass of wine. Then her parents had like a cup. They had lemon drops or whatever. And my mom, they don't drink anything. But mom kept looking like, oh, that lemon drop looks good or whatever. I'm like, Mom, just get it. Well, I don't want to get this. I got a Sprite. What I'm like, Mom, I'm paying for it. Like, yo, it's just we'll be good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think I can absorb the cost.
Sugar intake.
I think I can absorb the cost of a $3 Sprite. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We'll be all right. So she got it. So she didn't touch it for a while. Then next thing you know, she was like just kind of sitting in the corner sipping on her lemon drop or whatever. And Corliss tapped. She's like, I think she like it. Because she was just over there sipping. It was about halfway gone. I would say she drank like 3/4 of it. Then she sat it down like, oh, that was too sweet for me. Ma, it's 3/4 of the way gone. How sweet was it? I thought it was a little sweet, maybe a quarter of the way through, 3/4 of the way gone. Now it's too sweet.
But that liquor was hitting right along with the sweet, so she ain't care. That's what
it was all good. Food, food was good, man. Shout out to them. It was crowded, but food was good. It was a good time.
That's dope. That's what's up.
Good time. So let's
real quick before we get in, I know it's going to damper, but I just want to give a shout out to my boy, my brother, man. I know we all know him. A couple of like really close to him. My homie, Bill. Almost like brother from another mother. His mom passed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She had a stroke earlier this week, and she passed yesterday. So, shout out to the homie Bill, man. At this point, it's crazy we get to this age. My brothers just went through it when they mom passed a couple months ago. I was talking about it on the pod, but you got friends who lost both parents and brothers who they lost both parents, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that got to be a heck of a existence. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We're hitting that age where we realize that we are the standard bearers in our families. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. especially as males. That responsibility falls on our shoulder, and we can't take it lightly, man. But yeah, just shout out to him, the family. Not luckily, but she had been kind of going through some stuff, so it wasn't one of those kind of out of the blue. She had some softer strokes before this, so they kind of knew the threat of it was a thing. But for it to be final and for it to actually happen, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's so that's like my that was like my second family, you know what I'm saying, in my high school years. You know what I mean? Going to family reunions and stuff with them. So it sucks, man, when stuff like that happens, man. He also lost his brother a couple years ago. So lost his father when he was like 12. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
So yeah, man. But anyway, shout out to the homie Bill, man.
Love and light.
Oh,
I'm just saying if you want to mention it real quick.
Oh, just real quick. I mean, while we on that, might as well get out the way. Shout out to my peoples too as well. Tita, like his name's Tita, Walter Caldwell. He passed away this past week. He was in a coma. It's crazy how stuff happens. It just everything comes at once, man. It's crazy. I start learning that as you get older and more mature, you dealing with life. Everything come at once. So shout out to Walter Lee Caldwell, aka Tita. His funeral will be next week. So, but hey man, just rest peacefully. That's all I can say.
You know how black people process trauma. It's hard for us to dig deep in our bag. So we gonna shout out the queen. Why people hate? I'm off. I'm lost.
Latifah.
I get it.
There you go.
Beyonce.
Mary Jane.
Aretha.
I get it. The venom for a death. I've never seen it so bad, and I've never laughed so hard in my life.
I wanted to ask y'all about. So I guess we go.
Let's go right into it.
I wanted to ask y'all. Trust me, we're coming to it. I wanted to ask y'all about it. How I understand what people are talking about, like the vitriol from what the British monarchy has represented over the years. People who are still under their rule, in a sense. I get it. And also get the fact that she's 96, so she almost is one of the last symbols of how it was and used to be for a number of years. Even with King Charles now, what is he, 70-something? I mean, so it's still...
Like 73.
Yeah, so he's still like another one that's going to kind of represent it. I don't think it's really going to all go away until... Because what is it, William is next in line now? So he'll be the next one, but yeah.
I have absolutely no idea what the hell is going on over there. I don't know who is who. I ain't know she was dead or alive. This is huge.
I knew she was going because she's been sick all year. Like little things have happened all year long, and it was like, "Oh, be watching her for this." And then she's cutting back on her duty. She's 96.
I mean, look at this picture. This is.
Am I the only one?
She looked dead here.
I had no clue anything was going on over there. Like when somebody had to tell me, and no disrespect, because I don't. When it come to death, I don't want to see anybody lose their life.
I mean,
but the reality is, I had no clue until somebody was like, "Yeah, you know, Queen Elizabeth died." I was like.
Latifah? You mean Latifah?
Like when George Zimmerman died, I'm not gonna. Some people can lose their life, and I ain't gonna give a fuck.
I mean, Dad, keep it real. I mean,
George Zimmerman died. I'm like, oh man, what y'all want for dinner? I don't give a fuck.
God damn.
We all gonna die. George Zimmerman, bye.
I get it.
Peace out, homie.
Bye.
I get it.
I guess she the same because I'm talking about they was crip walking on her grave.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen nothing like the venom.
Behind the United States, England, Great Britain, the UK, you know they keep changing their name. That's because they keep colonizing people.
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
Really?
During our lifetime, y'all.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. When we think about the countries that are considered a part of the Caribbean or the Virgin Islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands,
Exactly.
right? Some of them named their colonizer. The colonizer said, you better let them know who you be with, right? So thinking about it in that sense and understanding that her role, right, is a representation of all of those things.
Yeah.
And though that's not going to end when the next person comes in, unless there is a special attention made towards that, unless it's intentional.
Like a fundamental change,
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, folks speak out, and I encourage people to speak out. But I do think it was very interesting. There was okay, the Queen of England died, but Black Twitter was trending. So that's one thing. But also Irish Twitter was trending.
They went in.
Irish Twitter went crazy.
They went in. And they actually, I saw something on Twitter where they had a link to something. I forgot what they said to Google, but it was the Irish, or it's something that, and it was a link to an article that was showing why they were actually upset about it. It goes back to the whole thing about their rule and like the way they oppress them, have oppressed them over the years, and that's why they were just sitting there like, yeah, all right, cool, they didn't care.
Yeah.
But I mean, is it weird to celebrate someone's death?
I think it's a difference between celebrating and just really being like,
really indifferent.
Right. Because
No, they was celebrating. They was at soccer games like, Lizzie's in the box. Lizzie's in the box. Like, that's what they was chanting.
Hey, but you know
like,
what?
they was wilding.
At the same time, I understand to a degree because.
My bad, hold on.
No, go ahead. Because a lot of us,
They was
over here
wilding.
don't really know. And now, because
Yeah.
of the nature of what you just explained, I want to do my own personal research to find out a lot of stuff. I mean, I always knew she was a racist. That's flat out. I knew that. Knew that much. But like you said, as far as colonizing. So now it's like I have no choice but to be like, okay, why is these people ain't saying it for no reason. People don't just sit up and be like, oh.
Right.
You know? This is in a box. God damn.
Damn, I mean, it's heavy. Like they don't rock with her at all. And that was everybody at a soccer game. And I think we it's not an excuse. It's probably stuff I should know more of, but I think we deal with our own issues over here. You got to have a special interest in it, maybe. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but I got to worry about getting home.
Right.
I don't really got the energy.
You think they turning up when Mike Brown died? You think they turned up when they murdered Trayvon Martin?
Tell the
You
truth.
think they turned up when they murdered Breonna Taylor?
Tell the truth.
You think they was talking about
Hey, you
Breonna's
think
in
they'll
a
tell if they
box?
murder me?
Hey.
That's how I look at it.
Right.
All right.
So I think that's definitely like my first thought. Then I really think about the celebration of life, right? And so we as Black people, we have a funeral because that's what we've been socialized to call it. But we are celebrating that person's life.
Still.
We getting together. There's this ceremonious part that we do that involves, sometimes it involves religion, sometimes, it's singing. It is being with family.
It's food,
it's eating,
laughs, reminiscing on good
right?
times, all that
all
stuff.
of those things. And even when you look at that in the diaspora, when you look at New Orleans,
That's
right?
another
The
word.
diaspora. Okay,
That's 5.
That's only
Shit, I'm trailing out here. Jesus.
This one got to be called big words.
I'm saying collectively. That's 5 for the team.
Yeah, go
okay,
ahead.
okay.
Go ahead.
But there's a second line. That's a celebration of that person's
I was thinking about
life.
New Orleans. Like, are we doing it wrong? Because New
Right.
Orleans celebrates.
They get a whole marching
Right.
Yeah.
thing
Exactly.
going on.
Even in the motherland, in Ghana, there's a whole party for a whole week. And it goes every evening. It goes from like 6 to 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Oh, okay. It's
And it's
going down.
outside, and it's to turn up. Folks
Meet
are
me in the
coming in
trap.
from other villages. There's a big poster of the person. There's a celebration of the time that we were blessed to spend with this person, and an honoring of the work that they've done and their legacy. And intrinsically, that's what we do.
6.
We call it something else, right? But
love us.
it's who we are. So that's going to come out no matter what we call it. We just don't have the language to call it anything different.
I'm glad you brought that up because now I remember being probably maybe 9-10 years old, and I would always hear my father, because my father, he suffered. Y'all know the story. He died in 2004, but he suffered through a lot of stuff from childhood up until he passed. And he used to always say, when I pass, I don't want y'all sitting around crying and all. He said, matter of fact, put me in the house right there with y'all, and I want y'all to dance, party, celebrate like you just said.
Yeah.
And that's crazy though, man. Like
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people lately, especially saying that, like, don't celebrate. I mean, you celebrate their life, not the fact that.
Yeah, celebrate what they.
Yeah.
Like we talked about it before. So my father was on. He was like, "Don't be going to no gravesite having conversations with my bones." He was like, "Raise them girls, like live the stuff I taught you. Don't be out here talking to my bones in the grass." So when stuff like it was August 30th just passed, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't make a big deal. Like that was his wishes though. Like don't make a big deal out of it. It was 2 years, a couple weeks ago since he passed. But you know, you the way I raise my little ones and the way I interact with people on a day-to-day basis. Shoot the work I'm doing, man. I know we talked about that a couple weeks ago. It's all living on through that, man. You can celebrate people and show their impact on your life in different ways. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna choose to try to take the stuff he taught me to make other people's lives better. But anyway, yeah, that just the I've never seen anything like the Queen Elizabeth situation. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Like I said, I knew as a whole she was going. It's just been a year where it seemed like every other month it's like, oh, she's going to scale back on her duties because she's not feeling well or she's this and that and the third. I'm like, yeah, she about to be on the way out of here. But she's 96. I feel like, oh boy, when he's talking about Brian, I'm 36. Yeah. Like, nigga, she was 96.
Like, what y'all expect?
Like, yeah, she was about to be out of here, man. So yeah, it
like when Betty White, people was like, "Oh my God, oh your God, come on, man." Sometimes people be like, "Hey, I'm ready to go." You ever hear somebody like, "You can pick me up"? Like they be hitting up God, like, "Come pick me up, bro."
And I don't know if I want to use the term blessed, but in the sense of it, she was blessed to live that long behind the nature of what she'd done.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, or what they represent, I guess, in a sense. Yeah. I mean, because the easiest thing for people to fall through this week was just how, I mean, look, it's kind of out there the way they treated Princess Diana. That was an easy thing for them for everybody to fall back on this week about how they treated her, way back at that time. And then obviously we know just recently the way Meghan Markle was talking about how she was treated. It was very similar to the way they treated Princess Diana.
Absolutely.
So, that was an easy one for everybody to talk about and kind of be like, oh, you know how she is and things like that. But I think that's just them. That's just who they are as a whole. And that doesn't go away until these old people die out of stuff. So that's going to be their mentality and how they look at stuff and how they approach things. Yeah. And like I said, it ain't gonna change with King Charles or whatever, even though they said that he is more so about kind of scaling back the monarchy and stuff like that. It's just, who cares? In this country, people care too much about the royals. Who the fuck cares? Yeah. Let's just be honest. Who cares? What did it affect anything over here? Did the home mortgage rates drop this week because that went down? I'm sorry. Did they take anything away from our student loan bills because she died? Anything like that? No. Did you not get stopped and get your ass whooped by the police because she? Okay,
man, it was a video just came out this morning. I ain't watching it because I can't watch it.
Your ass whooped is getting killed.
Yeah, and that's miss. So miss me with it.
So I know it's been heavy on the down, but let's just, I don't want to say get it out the way because that's harsh, but. Everybody knows, you see the sign, welcome to East Cleveland. It's the Cardinal up here. We all are Shaw High alum, DMST. And y'all were DJing a lot of the events. Y'all DJ'd the event in the park. DJ after, right? The park.
Night before, too.
Night before. And anybody from Cleveland, the Shaw High Alumni Weekend.
Pretty much know Shaw. East Cleveland goes in.
They shut down parts of East Cleveland. They just be in the street. And unfortunately, for the first time in like 22 years, it's not the first time.
Well, no. I think we keep putting 20 plus on it, and it's like, because I think the first one was like 2006.
I thought it was before that, but maybe it's the first 18, one. Maybe it's
the first one was in Euclid. They were saying they did the first one.
So the first time in 15, 16 years.
Yeah, good 18ish.
Somebody got shot and killed. 10 people got shot.
We had beef. Or something.
Yeah, something happened. Usually it's uneventful. And given the fact that it is East Cleveland, I get it. The fact that nothing has happened prior to this is honestly, it's a miracle because we're from there. Can we just keep on it? It's a miracle. It's a testament to us and what we do with the event, because it's all about love. But it's just a miracle that like nothing this tragic has happened prior. But unfortunately, somebody got shot. I elected because of my situation with my surgery. Like, y'all was moving and stuff and doing stuff all weekend. I'm like, I'm gonna be up there trying to set this stuff up on my own. And I'm like, this ain't gonna work. And even if y'all was gonna help, y'all had other stuff going on. I'm like, I'm not about to go up to the studio, break stuff down, drive to the park, carry stuff from the car, I'm not about to do all that. Set up tents. Right. So I stayed in the house. And thank God, because with those situations, you never know where you end up at. I could have ended up kicking it all night. Who knows where I could have been? You know what I mean? But I know you had some. Oh,
I got thoughts on it. You got anything on it?
It just was unfortunate. I mean, that's the most I can say. I mean, as far as the rest of the weekend, that Thursday till Sunday, everything was cool. It's just the fact that you look forward to something like that and been a part of it, and ain't nothing never happened, and then all of a sudden you see a text or a post like, oh, somebody got killed, this and this and that. It's just like, come on, man. You know, that's what originally made me think. I got my personal thoughts on it. I don't think it was somebody from us, but I can't, you know, sit up there and say for sure that it wasn't somebody in our, you know, circle. But when I say circle, let me clarify.
East Cleveland.
I ain't saying this circle. We don't. But it's just unfortunate, man. But I mean, but the rest of the weekend was cool. But it's just unfortunate that somebody lost their life. So that's all I got to say about it.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody that we were around over the weekend. Like Cash Money, he did his last events up here as a DJ in Cleveland. He's only going to DJ in Atlanta for now. So shout out to him. So he had his events up here that we did. Like I said, you know, it was crazy because me and you went out on Thursday. We linked and went to whatever, the yard or the house, yard house, whatever it's called. No, on Thursday.
Oh, you talking about on Lakeshore?
We did
okay,
the happy hour
house.
thing. Yeah, which was cool. It was Law of Love. It was a bunch of EC people, a bunch of Shaw people in there.
No problems.
No problems. You
At
know,
all.
none other than slow bartenders. But then Friday I chilled, and then Saturday comes along and we did the old Medusa. We DJ down there Saturday night. Cool, no issues. Boom. And we at the park all day on Sunday as usual. No issues. Boom. You know, and then we did Sunday night at the Sportsman outside, and I told y'all on when we did the meeting on Wednesday or Thursday. I told y'all then it was like it was weird because I had two feelings when I was out there. And I never really get those feelings, but I had two feelings. I had the first one that was like, it just felt off. You know, I mean, literally, it just felt, well, I'll say three feelings. It felt off, and it's kind of combined with the other one because I was like, I just kept looking around at the people that were there, and a lot of the people, I was just like, I don't know these niggas. Like, they didn't feel like if we was with fam, even if you don't know
I know
your
what you
fam,
mean.
Energy is everything.
Yeah, it just
energy
felt
was off. Yeah.
weird, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't know these niggas." And
This
so
felt like a kick it. It felt like
it
a
just
kick.
felt
Yeah.
weird. And the other big thought I had on Sunday night, and we were out there to 2 a.m. We ain't played the last song at 2:15. The other thought I had was, man, with all this shit that's been happening, we easy target. And it wasn't that I think people are gonna come into East Cleveland and do what they've been doing to other places. But just how shit happens at times. Somebody get into an argument or something happens. And, you know, bullets ain't got no eyes. We've been saying that for years. And I just remember having those thoughts. And I've never had those thoughts at any point of doing this Shaw High alumni thing. I came home in 2012. I ain't missed one since 2012. We've been DJing all these things. Ain't never had that feeling. You know how we used to shut down Euclid?
Yeah.
You know how we did it up there, parking lot on Euclid. You know, from Shaw
The
to
whole
Noble,
block,
parking
yeah.
lot.
Whole
It's just...
yeah.
First time I ever had that feeling. And so when I woke up on Monday and saw that it was a shooting, and I remember thinking back to seeing all those crowds from outside of Just Us Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday. I remember just being like, it just felt like it didn't surprise me because I felt like you said, it just felt like something happened that was off in the whole feeling of things that was like, this ain't what we normally do, and this ain't how it normally rolls. So seeing that somebody got shot, and 10 people got shot. One person lost their life. We know people that got shot.
Yep.
It was weird.
Yeah, matter of fact, our classmate, it was hit with her nephew.
Something like that, yeah.
Her nephew was the one that got killed. So it was just like I started seeing all these posts. I'm just like, man, this is just.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And I'll say this too. It's my last thought on it because I know we'll move on. But I'll say this too. It's, again, most people in the city know that Labor Day weekend comes, it's going to be a Shaw High thing. If you're on Facebook, you see enough people talking about it, you know what's going to happen. I was talking about the fact that I was in the liquor store before I came down here, going to Medusa on Saturday, and I watched the first half of the Ohio State game up here. I remember I'm in line, and some guy was like, you know, in front of me, and somebody said, hey, man, what you doing this weekend? He like, man, I'm going to be chilling or whatever, you know, but, you know, East Cleveland got their little thing jumping off, so I'm going to probably ride through there, stuff like that. Everybody talk shit about us online. Everybody got shit to say about East Cleveland. Everybody got stuff to say about Shaw High School, and they be online, they talk their shit. Oh, y'all, weekend assistant. They always act like they mad because we get so amp about it and we get so excited about it, but this is our reunion. We sat in that park, our party and DJ with people, and I saw banners up in that park. 1972. These people was celebrating a 50-year reunion, and these people was from 19 this. I mean, we had 30 and 40 and 50 year reunions going on. This is our family. I don't care what y'all say. Even though I get tired of people, and I said by the time 2 o'clock in the morning came on Sunday, I had reached my nigga quota. I'm telling y'all, I was done. But this is our family. You know what I'm saying? You don't get that nowhere. 50 years, y'all got a banner and a tent, and y'all chilling, and everybody's up here, and it's no drama. This is our family. You know what I'm saying? So when people be online talking all that shit, and then like somebody gets shot and they lose their life, and you get these people from all these schools, fuck a Bedford, fuck a Cleveland Heights, and the Euclid and all them or whatever. Y'all, it's East Cleveland. What y'all expect or whatever. Fuck y'all, because y'all roll through it. Because it wasn't all EC out there at just us.
Right,
it wasn't all us out there at Tucker's and everything when we shut down Euclid all them years in a row. It ain't all of us. That's just we put 1,000 people plus in that park on a normal year. It ain't always just us. Like, stop acting like that. Like, somebody got shot, I get it, but that's our fam. You know what I'm saying? So for this to happen for the first time to me was very, very disappointing personally for me, because I don't want to see this thing go away. I'm tired. It's a long day. Y'all don't understand. We DJ this bitch every single year. We were out till 2 something, and the event didn't end on Saturday until 2 something. I didn't get home until 3:30. I didn't get in bed until 4:30 something to 5. I didn't go to sleep until 5. My alarm went off at 7 so I can get back up and start loading up speakers to take to the park. We were at the park all day from 10 to 6. Then we load all this shit up and go to another place to entertain other people. We do this out of the love for EC and Shaw. I ain't saying we don't get paid, but I'm just saying we do this. They toss us a couple.
No, but both are necessary.
But yeah. You know, but two things can be true. You know, so I mean, but it's like we do this. It's a long. What I'm saying, this is a long day and a long night. This is something that's important to us. People look forward to this. I don't want to see this go away. They give away money. They give away scholarships every year. All the other, like, we do our small stuff. I started to send you the flyers and stuff. South Euclid, this place, the bistro, the For You thing bistro, the Indico Lutz on Mayfield. All these places that got parties going on all weekend. Y'all talk shit about us, but y'all profiting off of Shaw High School in East Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? You know, so shut up with all of that stuff. But I just don't want to see it go away, because when we doing those parties, the Alumni Association is doing other stuff, and they're raising money. And then when we at the park, you know, we got to stop the music, you know, because they grab the microphone, they handing out scholarships and stuff like that. That's the shit I don't want to see go away, because one person got shot, because out of all these years of doing this, y'all been waiting for this one thing to happen. You know, that's my thoughts on it. I don't want to see it go away. Yeah. You know, but I'm not talking about it. All right, we want to transition into what we got going. You still got the thing up real quick. We can let that talk. I'll talk about that, because that's kind of a thing, and then we'll get into everything. So, also in that same vein of things, this weekend we'll be DJing. It is the Battle of the Bands weekend, so shout out to Don Sean Wilson, who obviously used to be the band director at Shaw High School, is now the band director at Warrensville. But Battle of the Bands doesn't go away. He's the founder of Music Through the Streets, the organization that's always been focused on music, and you know, since he started at Shaw back in 97, 98, it's always been about, you know, working with kids and getting them their scholarships, you know, things like that. I've seen so much good come out of this band when he was at Shaw, and it's a huge loss that he ain't at Shaw anymore. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, absolutely.
But Battle of the Bands is going on again this weekend at Bedford Stadium on Saturday. we'll be the DJs again, obviously, again at Will Entertainment. It's always a good time. I mean, honestly, it's a great time. Friday night, the 16th. At East High School, it's a citywide competition. Dance squads, I think 5 of them. Actually, I think 1 or 2 of the squads that's in this building are actually going to be in the competition.
Oh, okay, that's what's up.
And then the HBCU bands are going to do something in the gym. So you got Alabama State, you got, I think, Talladega and Kentucky State. I think those are the 3.
Is Central coming this year?
No. So those are the 3, not this year. Yeah. So those are the 3 HBCU bands, and then so that starts. Doors are at 5. Show starts at 6, and then Saturday, it all goes down. The whole Battle of the Bands. You got the HBCU bands to be there again. I think the parade starts at 4. Gates are at 5. Competition starts at 6. You got 8 high school bands from around the country. You got the 3 HBCU college bands. You got, what's her name? Diana Williams. She's one of the judges. If you watch the show, what is it? Bring It. About the dance squads or whatever. I think her name is Diana Williams. She's one of the judges. She'll be here this week, and things like that this weekend. It's a huge thing. I know the tickets are almost gone, but if you're thinking about going, go to musicthroughthestreets.com, buy your tickets for it. You can buy either Friday or Saturday. You can buy a package, I think. But it's a dope thing. It's great to support. It's a fun time every single year. I think this is the 22nd year of it going on. And there's big plans for it. If you don't get in now and start really supporting it even more now, even though he's gone in this Warrensville thing now, watch where this shit's going to be in a couple years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, watch where it's going to be. So we hopefully y'all will pull up for it. So thank you for that one. Thanks for pulling that up. So we did this one a little backwards this week because usually we kind of get into our guests right in the beginning. But thank you for being patient with us, Miss Shamara. I said an I again. God damn it, Mo.
You don't remember the last time I was here we had this conversation? No.
Yeah, I'm too. You know what, Playboy?
She is perpetuating.
She is facilitating the conversation.
Yeah. All right. But how are you? You were with us previously, at least 3 years ago at the O Studio. So how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Things are moving forward, right? Whether I'm ready or not. So they're moving, and I'm just trying to stay afloat as things are happening.
Definitely. Well, you're going to be doing a pod up here. So I'll let you, I guess, give the name of what the podcast is going to be. Your producer is here also, Kat, correct? Your producer is here.
Say hello, Kat.
Hey, y'all.
She don't want to be on camera, y'all.
Yeah. So, but let us know what the name of your podcast is going to be, and I guess maybe what the vision of your podcast is, in a sense.
Of course. So, the name of the podcast is Traptivist. So, it is an amalgamation of all things trap as a lifestyle, right? Not just as a music style, but also merging that with the bottom line, the end goal of liberation from oppression for Black people specifically, because we know that when Black folks is free, everyone else is going to be free. So really, it has been my life, right? I am a part of the hip hop generation, according to Bakari Kitwana. Shout out to you because he's from Cleveland. But we talk about generations. We know like millennials, they get all the advertisements these days. But I don't really feel like I fit with the millennial, and I don't really feel like I fit in with the Gen Xer. And so there's some research that identifies folks that are born between 76 and 84 as this sub-generation. And, so Bakari Kiwana calls it the hip-hop generation. People who don't listen to hip-hop call it Zennials. But I'm going to privilege the Black person who wrote about it.
That's all of
First.
us. Right. Well, 4 of us, not Kat. But
So thinking about that, that unique space that we are in, that intersection, hip hop raised me. Like I remember the day we got cable. It was the first day of 5th grade. I was about to watch some Video Soul. Like that was what I was doing. Ooh la la.
Not Yo Auntie Raps, Video Soul. That is Donnie. That is Donnie Simpson back in the day.
Yeah.
Dr. Green Eyes.
Don't look right at that. But so, I had a couple of hours between the time where I got home and my parents got home, because both my parents worked when I was young, and I watched videos. I was supposed to be doing my homework and taking the chicken out the freezer, right? But I was watching videos, and that was my entertainment. That became the soundtrack to my life. And so even as I work in youth development, I work in education, in my nonprofit work, I can't help but to cite a hip hop lyric. It's gonna come out. I was in a meeting, check this out. I was in a meeting with one of my clients, and they're a foundation. And so we're all sitting up in the big office, sitting around the table, and the Wi-Fi isn't working. Typical problem. But somebody's paused on the screen, me. You too pretty to be paused on the FaceTime, right? And I said it, right? And I was like, oh.
It slipped.
Oh, this is where I am. But it was a community engagement meeting. So, yes, there were people there who worked for the foundation. But guess who else was there? People from the streets. And they was like, oh, yeah, you know. And that was an opportunity to say that, you know, this happens in our lives, right? And we have a language. We have a way to communicate. And I don't think that any other language should be privileged when it comes to our liberation. I think we can speak in a language in which we are most comfortable and where we're understood in order to get free. So the podcast is based on that, but really talking to people who are at that intersection, right? At that intersection of trap, of hip hop, of blackness, of any oppressed identity. And how do you use that information from your community to help liberate your people in spaces that are white, in spaces that are privileged? Okay. And when I was talking to Devin about it, you know, we came up here and we were just kind of talking, and he was telling me about what happened at school. You want to tell him about that?
Oh man, which one? Hold on.
T. Grizzly.
Oh man. So I don't think I told y'all, the boys, my homies in the 8th grade, man, they keep calling me T Grizzly.
You told us,
I told y'all about that. They keep calling me T Grizzly, like when my hair is down or whatever. And so they're like, "What's up, T Grizzly?" And I'm messing with them, and they was, and I'm like, "Man, y'all can't call me T Grizzly." They're like, "Why not? Why not, Mr. Reed?" I'm like, "Cause T Grizzly be snitching." And they're like, "What?" I said, "Listen, you heard what he said about RJ and them in Kentucky. Oh, Mr. Reed, you right. He do be snitching. Like, we can't call you T Grizzly." It was just crazy, like that little
connection,
that little bit of connection right there. Like that, you know how they 8th grade, 13, 14 boys are trying to be funny, but that connection of like, oh no, Mr. Reed, like, get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, y'all gotta find somebody else with dreads. You can't call me T Grizzly. Right. And so, but it's just cool when you connect with them like that. It helps facilitate the connection, the ability to like really connect. It's you have to uniquely connect with us. You can't just walk in. I think it's the premise behind something I think is flawed, but whatever. It's still our premise behind the cookout conversation. The cookout conversation is just, you got to know something about us to connect with us. You can't just come over my goddamn house. Right. You can't just come to the cookout, fam, unless you know what's going on at this cookout. You know what I'm saying? And while I think sometimes it's a flawed premise and who we allowed to go, that's a whole nother conversation. But that's really the method behind it. Like, you got to know a little bit about us. And just that little bit of connection. Yeah, it's like being a chapterist. You just enter their world for a minute. And they're like, oh, okay, Mr. Reed, get it. At that point, it's over. Like, you don't never got to prove yourself again.
It's not their world. It's our world.
It's our world. But in their mind, it's their world.
That, right.
In their mind, it's our world, and these teachers and staff members is outside. But the moment you connect with them, like, all right, Mr. Reed is in our world now. Miss such and such is in our world now. But you need that to be able to sit down and connect with them when you absolutely have to. Absolutely. Like when it's going down, and I'm like, come to my office right now. I got to talk to you.
I mean, think about how you feel when just even as adults, when somebody, when you explaining yourself about a situation or how you feeling internally, and the person just say something as simple as, "Man, I feel you. I understand. I went through something like this too." Yeah, it's powerful beyond measure. You know what I mean? I've been through that where I've just been like, I wonder if somebody just feel me, or just can relate to me about how I feel.
Pause. That was real Deshaun Watson-ish, but.
Playboy, you suspended.
Playboy ain't gonna be back for 11 weeks. Man,
that's
all right.
Stupid. That's stupid.
Oh,
no,
man.
but you know what I'm saying.
So I don't think we got into how often it's gonna be, how often y'all looking to do it, and all that kind of stuff. We ain't really gotten all that yet.
Yeah, we haven't really gotten.
We got
into
to chop
how
all that
often.
down.
We know that we want to do a first series with about 8 episodes. We have, our guest list together. We hope to get recording in the next 2 weeks. Okay. But we'd like to drop an episode by the end of October.
Okay. That shouldn't be.
Yeah. So is it going to be something that, I can't remember, are we recording it or is it going to be live? It's just.
You want a video, right? Yeah, we'll.
Well, we can get the basics like that down, but I can't remember if
we're going to use Studio B, you know what I'm saying? Use other style of the studio. I'm sure I to run everything through that board over there. So, yeah, it's going to be dope, man.
We're looking forward to it. We're excited. So yesterday I was working at an event called Fresh Fest. We were talking about it a little bit. And I was talking to somebody about this is what we were going to do. And they were just really excited that fusion, right? That intersection. I talk a lot about intersectionality in my other work. But really feeling free in that space to be able to express themselves. So like we were there at, it's a community fair, right? It's a fair, it's a festival. There's lots of things going on. We had a nonprofit booth where, we're collecting data from the community, but there's local bands on the stage at the same time. And there's vendors, and there's a healing garden in the back, and there's a sound meditation. So there are so many things that are holistically present, and that's part of being a traptivist, is understanding that, okay, I'm doing this work, whatever I'm doing, right? The bottom line is getting free. So that means that I have to take care of myself, and, it is our duty to love and support one another also. So really thinking about that intersection is how we want to get started. So yeah, we thought that this would be a great place to, kick it off.
Yeah.
So is that something that you think is missing? Like in trying to make that connection with people. I mean, because you're calling it being a traptivist. Is it that we just on some kind of level we're missing each other? Is that why you're kind of focusing on kind of taking that lane and that approach to things?
I think, are we missing one another? Yes. I think that we are not open to receive. We as a people, we talking about what's happening, with the Queen. No, it may not affect our everyday 1, 2, 3, but the oppression of our people everywhere is our business. And that mentality is just going to be a shift, right? And so it's a shift in how we think, and then it becomes a shift in how we behave, and it becomes a shift in how we build relationships with one another. So I think, is it missing? It's not missing, it's there. It just needs to be cultivated and curated. You got to clean it out a little bit. We have to clean out our minds because we have been steeped in this system that we're in to make us believe and respond a certain way. And now that's happening in so many places. And art is a huge space where that's happening. In my work at the university, we are talking about new literacies in the age of Black Lives Matter. And so my mentor and my mentee, shout out to them. I love them. Ain't they cute? My mentor and my mentee. They wrote this paper. It's called Stay Woke, the Language and Literacies of Black Lives Matter. And they talk about the use of hashtags. They talk about how folks have been using social media. They talk about in the height of the Ferguson movement, how they were getting support from people clear across the world, but who were in very similar situations, right? There was a military instead of an angry mob, but the same tactics were being used, the same bombs were being used, the same tear gas was being used. And so I think that it becomes an important space for us to begin to recognize that and then continue to build on it.
Understandable.
I got my questions out.
Really? I got one question. It's more of a person. Like, where did this come from for you, for your passion to be who you are? Like, where does it come from? Like, what is it like, or when was it when you was just like, you know what, I know my purpose?
Maybe it was about I want to say like longer, and then I want to say that's really not the truth, right? So I want to keep it real with you people. So I really want to say maybe 5 or 6 years ago, honestly. I had been doing some nonprofit work, and I kind of had this thought around I want to work particularly with Black girls, and I just didn't really know how. I knew that for a long time, and I didn't know how. But you know how it is when you grow up, you get a job, you start working, you got bills to pay, you keep working. And all praises to the Creator, all praises to the Most High, because I was fired from my job, right? And at the time, you know, I was devastated. Like, oh no, what am I going to do? But that was my release from that life, from that way of thinking. And I began to, I went back to school. And so I had time to read. And I had time to really think and reflect on who I am. It had been so connected to my professional identity. I worked at a nonprofit, and we would go in schools and do trainings. And sometimes we would train kids on anti-bullying. And so I walked into a school one day, and one of the kids was like, "It's the bully lady. It's the bully lady."
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I don't want that identity.
Right.
So I had to work on it a little differently. But in that time, I really began to connect to my own story and my own history. And my father, the Rabbi Bishop J.R. Key, he was a brigadier general in the Black Nationalist Party in Cleveland in 1968 in the middle of the Glenville Uprising. And he was involved in the movement before and after that in various spaces. But I had an opportunity to spend some time and get real and see videos of my father from before when I was born, and to read his letter in the newspaper. He never shared these things with me. Mm-hmm. That's the trauma, right? That's the trauma of being a part of something like that and not dealing with your trauma, in addition to wanting to keep the other people around you safe. So shout out to my dad, because he was dealing with a lot. But being able to really engage with that and see 50 years later, not much has changed, and really understand that that history, along with my maternal history, my mother's mother, my grandma Jewel, I'm named after her. My middle name is Jewel. Names are important, so that's why I be saying people names. Mm-hmm. She was born in Appalachia, Georgia in 1919. My grandma at 14, her and her cousin, Leslie, left Appalachia, Georgia, and came to Cleveland, Ohio, and lived in the projects in the Central Promise neighborhood.
Oh, no.
And at 14,
Jesus,
from Georgia to Ohio on your own.
How'd they get up here?
My grandma's a bad bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
How'd she get up here? That's probably the bus.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
It had to be the bus, because it couldn't be the Underground
be.
Railroad, because according to Dale, she'd still be walking. She'd still be walking.
That was done.
According to his logic, she'd still be walking. It didn't exist, but
I'm telling you
that's another
something.
story for another day.
That's a whole nother story for another day. I'm trying to tell you, they trying to fool us. I was driving through. I drove from North Carolina, and I said, "Come on." They walked up here. You ever drove from North Carolina? Anyway.
I drove from South
It
Carolina.
was some horseback. It was something. Somebody built a house 3 miles down the road or something, and that's what they was something.
There were hideouts. That's how they had to survive. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Because it wasn't.
All
right,
really
I'm not
made the
going
Underground
to hash this up.
Okay, let me say this, and then I'll go back to it. You know what made the Underground Railroad work, right?
The magic. Okay, no, go ahead.
The magic. People willing to give their lives in service of something greater.
No, you're right. No. You're right. I was just talking about. I was under this weird impression that what?
The camp.
Oh, my bad. You're right. We on her. Yeah. If I went from here to Superior, it's just a walk. It was just the amount of mountains. I'm like, listen, to get from here to the top of this mountain, to go 2 miles, walking is going to take about a week. But, okay, if they did it, they did it. But that was a lot. That's why I said maybe she took them to Virginia. All right. Then they took.
I just see him laughing at me.
Then they took horses to Cleveland and Chicago. But she took them to Virginia and was like, all right, here go to Google Maps for y'all to get to where y'all got to go. Then she went back to North Carolina. But ain't no way you ever drove through the mountains. All right, I'm done.
So you saying she didn't walk
they
from
didn't
North
walk
Carolina
through
to
the
lake.
mountains.
Okay.
They followed the river, right? So they wouldn't have to go up and down the mountains.
Okay.
They stayed in the baseline.
All right, I feel it.
And sometimes there were horses. Sometimes they were able to
I
ride
think
a
she
horse.
dropped them off in Virginia and went back.
Sometimes there were carriages, wagons that they would hide in.
Okay, maybe that was it. Because I'm like, she had to just go to Virginia, here y'all go. I got to go back.
No, she took them all away. Another one.
To
Bad
Superior
bitch.
and
Another
Euclid?
one.
To Superior and Euclid?
Another one.
Wow. Trip. I think then she took him to Richmond.
Okay, y'all can't
No,
be
she was
shading
still
my
doing dope
homegirl.
stuff.
Look, y'all can't
No.
be shading my homegirl.
That was me. I'm the. Hey, listen, I apologize. But she the GOAT. But she was still taking him to Richmond was a lot.
All right.
Then she gave him the Google map to get to Cleveland. Like some people was going to Detroit.
They
it
actually
was
they
something
did
going to-
make maps.
Remember the back in the day we had to print out the map? She gave him a folded up piece of paper.
Yeah,
She gave him a
She was
AAA
rolling it out.
trip
This is how you
in.
get to Indianapolis.
They did have maps for people who had done it before,
Yeah.
folks who was listening.
She didn't take nobody to New Hampshire.
System. She didn't take them to. She took some people to Canada. Eventually, they didn't go all in like 10 days.
My homie
It
Harriet
wasn't a
was
10-day
freeing people
trip.
at
It
7.
wasn't a 10-day trip.
Right.
She was at 60 years old, freeing people from the, you know what I'm saying? I'm joking. It's all jokes. It's all love. Shout out to Harriet. Harriet, we don't talk about Harriet enough. Harriet had to devote her life. Listen, Harriet was dropping folks off on Green Road and turning right back around and walking back down to North Carolina and coming right back. She did that her whole life. You understand what I'm saying? She ain't had time for nothing. That's why she wasn't laughing. She wasn't trying to play with y'all.
Oh no, we
gotta get
gotta
back.
humanize my good sis. She's still a human. You
That's
know-
a lot of walking.
It's a lot of walking. Exactly. And she walked it multiple times.
That's what I'm saying. So she had to devote her
Yeah.
whole life to it.
Yeah, but she still was a human being. She still was a woman. She had a husband. You know, her punk ass husband ain't want to go.
Yeah.
So she left his punk ass there and went to care of her business.
Exactly. Punk number one. Baby, I'm about to.
And then she
I don't even
came
want to go
back
to
for
Walmart
him.
in a car.
She came back for him. He had married somebody else and had some other babies.
'Cause-
And do you know, because she is another one, bad bitch, she
Yes.
was like, come on, y'all can come with me.
No, you're right. But you had to know she was gone from like 05 to 08. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. He ain't know no better. They ain't had no cell phones. He like, damn, she ain't make it back from Hershey, PA, bro. Might as well just knock up Sally Mae. And then he went on with about his life.
Oh, man.
Hey.
And
All right,
look
I
at her.
apologize. I be
Look at her.
talking
She
trash.
got free. And he died a slave.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
That is true.
Whew. I just came back from North Carolina. It was just a lot. That was anyway.
So, Harriet slander aside, so you said you hope to have the first episode out. You said which time by what point?
By the end of October.
Okay.
Yeah, so we want to definitely have it out. We are looking to talk about topics as liberation, right? That's where we want to bring in one of our funders. We were funded to do this through the Ellipsis Institute for Women of Color in the Academy and our partner, the Social Justice Institute at Case Western Reserve University. Because the director of the Institute is a traptivist, right? You know, so we're going to have her come on and share with us. We also want to talk about Dreams and Nightmares. That's going to be one. We're going to talk about Hip Hop Raised Me, where we have a local artist that we're going to reach out to have her come on the show. She's a student of CMSD School of the Arts. And, you know, she on the radio.
Yeah.
So we want to highlight that journey. We also want to talk about another interesting topic, which I like to call #Black Excellence. So going back to that language and literacies of Black Lives Matter, I'm going to put that hashtag in there. As we think about Black excellence, we know that when we say it, often it's meant to be all-encompassing, but depending on who's saying it and who they're saying it about, it could be selective. And that is counterproductive to our liberation. So, yeah, I want to talk about that with a couple of, young Black folks who identify as #Black Excellence. But really just connecting, talking about people's work, their creative practice, their art, whatever that looks like, sounds like, and feels like, and how is it connected to getting us free.
It actually sounds like a really dope idea. There's a space for it, you know. Honestly, especially up here in our city, there's a space for it, and it's a topic or things that should be discussed. It's a way to highlight what people are doing, and so I'm looking forward to seeing how it progresses and seeing how it all pans out, because it's just needed, you know. It's just there's a million 38 podcasts out there, you know what I'm saying? And people talk shit on a million of them, you know, so it's just like it's good to have the alternative to things, you know, when we try to have a good balance up here, you know, we'll have our fun, we have our laughs, you know, when it's an important topic, you know, we talk about that, you know, or if you got to slander Harriet, then, you know, we leave that to death. But I mean, but it's definitely a space for it. So it really, I'm looking forward to seeing how it all, you know, plays out and seeing the interviews and everything like that. So you know, I'll definitely be tuned in.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
I know you said you had a game for us.
Yeah, what's these cards?
Yes. So we want to have a couple different segments on the pod. We want to talk about like who you be. That's going to be our introductions because they don't know who you be. We have a current event section that we want to call Check Your Traps, right? What's in your news feed. We want to talk about top 2, not 2. So, you know, tell us about you being number 1. What does that look like? We want to talk about trap checks, jobs, grants, opportunities, ways you can get your money. And then the last segment is we want to say, I got it in the trunk. And that's tips, tools, strategies for other traptivists that you want to read. So one way that we'll do that is through, y'all know I'm a facilitator. Y'all know I'm a teacher. So we have this 52 card deck and guidebook, the Hip Hop Oracle Queens. So it's written by Kathy Indulge and it's illustrated by Monica Ananahu. I hope I'm saying that right. Shout out to you. But it's an Oracle card deck. So it's 52 different cards, and they are queens of hip hop.
Okay.
So, and when we think about hip hop, it's not just rappers, right? When we think about trap, it's not just rappers. Because y'all know that the Migos stole their flow from Beyonce. Y'all know that. Okay,
who?
we'll
From
talk
who?
about that later.
From who?
Beyonce.
I think they stole it
I'd
from
say
Bone Thugs. That's
Harmony
another conversation.
myself,
though.
but hey.
Oh, okay. I can see where that's going. Okay, I'm from Cleveland too, right? So I can see where that's going. But okay, that's another podcast. But with these cards, we just want to kind of give them out. We let everyone here pick a card, and I'll go first. So my card is Aaliyah. Can you see it? Aaliyah. And so we really just wanted people to think about how that energy shows up in your work. How does the Aaliyah energy show up in your traptivist work? And for me, I think it's definitely about fashion. Like, we were all around when Aaliyah first dropped. The whole mix of the sexy tomboy with the bandeau tops and then the loose jeans. But, you know, the midriff out. And then, of course, we know about the swoop in the hair. That's a girl thing.
Covering the eye.
Yes. But really bringing that in to shake things up a little bit and create her own space. And so with this work, with my work, fashion is a really big part of it. I wrap my hair, and I wrap my hair because of a lot of different things around my identity, particularly when I work. But I recognize that head wraps are now fashionable, right? They're now trendy. And so being able to mix the two, I had a student write a recommendation letter for me for an award. And they ended the letter by saying, you can catch Dr. Arki at a street festival with a multicolored hair wrap and a whole bunch of jewelry and a warm smile. And I was like, oh, that's me. See me. So really thinking about fashion and how I show up. I wear a lot of message tees when I teach. I wear jeans and my message tee and a hoodie. Shout out to Trayvon Martin. I do that on purpose. It's like, yes, I have a 20-page Vita and I have all this stuff, but that's not what matters because I'm here to connect with my students. And so for me, for my hip hop queen card, Aaliyah will say fashion.
Okay.
Okay, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Okay, go ahead.
I got Remy Ma.
Oh, yeah.
You
conceded. You got a reason.
Yeah, I'm going to take that.
Okay.
No. I guess I'm going to say because she did a bid and held it down. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a thug out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I'm a thug out here. No,
Okay.
I might lean into that, though. I don't know, man. I guess it's a curse, but I guess you got to look at it that way. Like I said, she did do a bid. You know what I mean? And she came out and, you know, still doing her thing, still holding it down. So, I mean, when you look at it that way, Yeah, much respect to her. A wife, her and her husband, to her and Papoose. They seem like a really good couple, really into each other. So I give it to her for that strength.
Yeah. Shout out to Remy Ma. Shout out to all of those black women who have done that bid, right? And have re-entered the world and don't look like what we've been through. Shout out to y'all.
Okay. All right.
The card I picked, I don't have a clue.
Yeah, you showed it to me. I was like, who the hell is this?
So, and I feel bad because but her name is Sparky D.
Oh, you don't know who Sparky D is?
The word there is resistance, and it's just looking at her, like Wikipedia. I'm just being honest. I'm bringing it up, and it was saying that she was noted as one of the first female battle rappers, and she gained her attention through the Roxanne Wars, responding to Roxanne Shantae's
Roxanne. Yeah.
What word could I pick as far as her and involve it with me? I ain't afraid.
Never scared.
I ain't afraid to step out in the forefront and be who I am.
All right.
So that's basically what I would say with it.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
I got MC Light.
Oh.
Yeah, mine it says skill. So as I always said, outside of Shaquille O'Neal, I'm probably the most skilled 300-pound basketball player on the planet. So that matters. You know what I mean? I do have a gang of skill out here.
Right.
But no, I think I have skills in different areas. Not only what I like to do creatively, but professionally. I don't believe in the jack of all trades, masters of none. I feel like you can be a master of some different trades if you got the brain to be able to do it. So, you give me some music, I'll master that. You give me this stuff behind here. You give me some people to talk in front of, I'll do that. You give me some kids to mentor and guide, I'll do that. You know what I mean? So right. I try to maximize what I do out here in this world. So yeah, I am big on skill. So yeah, shout out to MC Light. Mm-hmm. One of the most skilled. If she's gonna be a producer, she get a card. She got to talk about her thing too. Here you go.
So my card was Young M.A. or Young, okay. Yeah. And I really like her. I feel like a lot of times when we talk about a lot of female rappers, she's like left out of the discussion because of how she identifies. Yeah. And I really just appreciate that she shows up as her authentic self. And that song Big has been in my head a lot lately when I'm like trying to work and motivating me to get my stuff done. Because I'm like, if you're going to do it, might as well do it big.
Might as well.
And the word on the card was potential. And so I love that about her. I love the energy she brings to the craft. And yeah, shout out to her.
Dope.
What's up?
Potential. Shout out to you.
Absolutely.
What's up?
It's amazing because it's crazy because I feel like in a sense, every card, I know as far as, all of us, it seems like these cards hit right on the spot. Something going on. I feel like a lot of stuff hit on the spot in a sense. That's crazy.
That's called Black Girl Juju.
Right.
Shout out to Momo Fresh. That was a line from one of her songs.
Right. Yeah, man.
But again, so we are definitely looking forward to the partnership, because y'all will be doing the pod up here. So we're looking forward to, like I said, the partnership and seeing how everything works out and the things that come out of this pod. Again, you'll have someone that, at least in me, you'll have someone that'll be tuned in, and you'll definitely have our support up here.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really like what you all are doing. Right, the Traptivist work that you all have been doing for years has helped to inspire me to take the step out and do this. Congratulations to y'all.
Thank you so much.
In the studio and all of the live events that y'all are doing. Y'all gonna catch me in the crowd one day.
Yeah, you got to come next pod in poetry. I think you will enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to text us. We were sitting here about trying the date and stuff. Yeah, so
we got to come up with pod and R&B too, man.
Yeah. We got a whole conversation. It's weird. I know we were talking about in our meeting the other day. We really ain't talked in 2 weeks. Like I understand. We walked out of here 2 weeks ago.
I think we all thought we was gonna see more of each other Shaw weekend, but I wasn't up to it, and we just all had stuff going on, and we just been busy. Like this, bro. I talked about it during the meeting. I had no idea what I was walking into. I ain't been this tired working ever in my life. No cap, no. This ain't. I barely got time to eat. Shout out to Leah the other day. I don't know.
Shout out to you, Leah.
It almost be your girl ever did something. You be like, what you do? Like what you being so nice for?
I'm not gonna agree to that one until I know where the story is going.
No, I'm at work and she like, what you want for lunch today? Or sorry, what you doing for lunch? I'm like, I don't know.
You got to wonder, like, did I do something?
Did I do something?
Yeah, did I say? Yeah,
She's like, I'll bring you some lunch. I'm like, okay. Never happened before. So, but shout out to her, man. Like, it was huge because I had a lot going on Friday. We ended up having to process like 7 suspensions. It was crazy. But like from the time she texted to the time I was able to text back again, it was like an hour passed. I'm like, I didn't even have no time to look at restaurants. And she's like, surprised. You brought me some Jamaican food, man. It was one of the greatest lunch days of my life. I ain't been surprised. I guess.
So, I'm about to say, can I say something?
That was top notch.
Go. No, that's dope. That's dope. While we at it, we give them shout outs, man. We can't never forget, man. Shout out our first lady at DMST, Ulysses Dickinson.
I was just about to say it.
Shout her out, man. She no, go ahead.
No, you go.
Yeah, they was gonna say you haven't had. I don't know if you had a chance to meet her, but she's
But I'd love to.
absolute comedian. She's a comedian, but she's an absolute brilliant person. She's very, very intelligent, and I think the energy with all of this it'll be dope.
Cool.
Yeah,
And she has her event coming up on the 23rd.
yeah.
That's a Friday, right? September 23rd. I guess I can just look at my phone real quick. But September 23rd, she's doing another comedian night. So it's a week from Friday. Yes, the 23rd. So I think it's the comedy and lingerie. What she sent it to me. Hold on.
Here we go. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's up there. Okay. Yeah.
Comedy and lingerie. Friday, September 23rd. Tickets $20. Y'all doing something with it or something?
I believe so, because she hit me up about it. I asked her today if she talked to you about
You
it.
freaky young man. Y'all need a setup person?
Brother, hold on, brother. I am focused on the task at hand. All I do is spend records.
Y'all need a roadie?
All
Y'all need
you
a
do is
roadie?
spend records. I spend records.
Y'all
All
need,
you do is spin records.
Yeah, that's all I do. That's all I want to
do y'all need a roadie is all I'm asking.
Hey, brother, anybody want to ever carry a speaker? I ain't never gonna turn you down. I hate carrying the doggone speakers, man. But yeah, she got that event coming up on the 23rd.
Yeah.
So we'll be DJing that. I think it's from like 8 to 12.
Yeah.
I know it's on the west side.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she'll be back with us next Sunday. So we'll be able to, talk about it and everything and promo it.
I think she
again
just
next Sunday.
had a thing too with Amazon Prime Video. Somebody real close to her that shot a actual special. So she moving. She's shaking and moving, man. She's shaking and moving. So, but it's good to have a part of the team, man.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Yeah, so thank you for shouting that out because it was next to my thing to kind of talk about. So I guess we can run through a few topics real quick with our remaining time. I know we all kind of mentioned a couple of things at the beginning, so I don't know what we want to kind of aim towards.
I'm trying to think what we can chit chat about. I mean, I don't want to. Y'all already had me slander.
You already slandered Harriet.
And slander Harriet again. I mean, I'm just telling the truth. But anyway,
You gonna stay off my girl?
Okay, well, do we want to keep it light or do we want to?
I mean, we can talk about how the light skins is falling off. So listen, this is not black people, but think about it. Think about how and look, all right, this ain't pitting nobody. We can have. Sometimes we get heavy in our community where we can't have fun. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't down in nobody or trying to put nobody up. It's just genuine. You know what I mean? Like, what happened?
That spin movie.
What happened? Huh?
I don't know.
Like, I don't know what happened. Like, with all due respect, what happened to him? You know what I mean? I'm not. I'm gonna pause it up for y'all one time.
You're going to pause it because you.
I'm just saying, this was Genuine in the 90s. Was taking over the hearts and minds of the young ladies. You know what I'm saying?
Everywhere.
And now he just got like uncle legs. And then like, you know what I mean? Like real little bottoms and then like a little puffy top and then like The dance moves is getting weird. I don't know what's going on, man.
Was it just me or was his pants up to like his stomach?
Yeah, it was just weird. Like Snoop ain't really falling off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why, like.
Genuine don't have as much money as Snoop.
Maybe.
You don't think so? Well, no,
no.
yeah. Snoop been so busy already.
Snoop
ain't never went
Emmy
away.
for crip walking.
Yeah, he ain't never went away. Yeah, you're right with that.
He got all the
Money does have the ability to do something, but
It's how you think about yourself.
Yeah,
but you mentioned
maybe.
Shamar Moore in the light skinned dudes falling off, but he's still working.
He's still working. He just shout out to, speaking of Leo, we used to watch Criminal Minds back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And like he used to be on there, and there used to be all these little convos about Shamar Moore, but I let it ride. And also, I don't comment about the ladies either because it's a double standard in our community. Even today, she gonna say Kevin Stefanski is a fine piece of white chocolate. But let me say something about Josina Anderson on the sideline. I'll probably get locked out of the house. But anyway,
I disagree with Kevin's.
But she loved. But he came on the screen the other day on some show, and she was like, it threw her off. He got like a. I don't even know how to spell his name. How you spell Shamar Moore's name? Oh, what? He got like. It's something up. It's a little deep up in here. It's different. It's like
Ain't he on the show SWAT now?
That's what it
used to
was.
watch. Okay.
And he had like his beard was clearly dyed on the show, but the problem was the dye got on his skin. Yeah. So all this down here was black, and it just looked. I can't explain it. He had like a black shirt. He was like this on the show. And I'm like, what happened to the light skins that was them dudes in the 90s? Shamar Moore and Genuine was poster childs for light skins.
You know what it is, Dev? Just like I remember specifically like my mom and dad back in the day, the people they grew up watching and loving, had to see them get older.
Yeah.
We watching all the people that we rocked out with, them being young, and now they just get
they getting older, but you'll see like some of them.
Some people really age gracefully.
Yeah, they age gracefully.
So you saying they own something? Is that what you trying to say?
Something off. Yeah. When you think about it all the time, like,
everybody on something, whether it's prescribed or not.
Oh,
everybody
absolutely.
on something.
Yeah, something off. That's all. It's just something off.
When you hit him with the
hit him with
That's because he ain't been practicing. He can't get in the studio to practice those dances.
He's just losing it, bro.
Okay, wait, I got a question. Mm-hmm. Do you think it was like the weave beard? Because that's going around too.
No, it could have been. It could have been, but it looked like it was dyed. Like it looked like they got the dye on his skin. He's so light skinned. I can't even explain how weird it looked.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But he was like, what the hell wrong with his beard? I'm like, I don't know. He used to come on the screen and take it over. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't know what's going on, man. Between Maxwell, Genuine, all of them, something going off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, I don't know. Yeah. Well, other than that, I still, the thing about Genuine and them, like I'll never not listen to his music is timeless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just, maybe we've seen this happen with like old rockers and stuff like that. We just don't see it a lot in our community.
Yeah.
Like it's a time where Genuine and them should probably not be on tour no more.
Yeah, but I mean, it's gonna keep happening.
But there's no way to not go on tour
because people gonna go see it.
And their music be kind of timeless. People gonna always want to, rock out to it.
But if he's not performing well, he's not going to be able to charge as much.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely not.
Right?
Yeah, I get you.
So
ain't nobody going to see that giggity shit he be doing, man. But it's the funniest thing I ever seen, man. The memes from him is anyway. It's the greatest. They reinventing themselves.
Like Bobby Brown was on his stuff.
Bobby Brown lost his mind too. We had a period where like the Bobbies and them was losing it. Then it shifted.
But you know what too? It may not even necessarily be something that they own now. What they did to their bodies back then. What they doing? Catching up.
It's like us talking about Martin when they did the reunion. We was like, Martin looked like he done lived a rough life.
You gotta think it's Hollywood, man. They using all types of drugs and stuff they own, man. Mm-hmm. The stress on top of that, because most successful people in they field always get stressed out, and they always seem like they go crazy. In the sense, well, I won't say go crazy. I won't use that term. They don't seem to be all the way functioning correctly. So,
okay, it'll do that to you, and then they're not taking care of themselves. They're not eating right. they're not drinking enough water, getting enough rest, being able to work out. Clearly, he was, couldn't perform.
Yeah.
Right? So all that's going to show when you try to get on stage.
Yeah.
I get that. I understand. So I saw something this week where it was it may have been staged. People do stuff for the internet, but it was a younger black couple. But anyway, it was just a black couple. Period. It was a baby shower. And,
I saw that.
And the expected mother. I guess the guy. I didn't even watch it. Carlisha sent it to me too. I didn't even watch it, but I know that at some point the mother gets on the microphone, the expected mother, and she says, if you showed up to the baby shower and you pulled up without a gift, you can leave. And people were offended. Is this it?
Yeah, this is it.
Let's see. We're about to get this volume up on
there. Let's go. All right, so
Okay.
First and foremost, thank y'all all for coming. Appreciate y'all. Definitely got to give a shout out to everybody that played a role in this.
Not everybody, because some people came and didn't even bring a gift. Say something, because this kind of gives me wedding vibes. At my wedding, a lot of people came, but they didn't bring a gift. So if you came to the baby shower and you didn't bring a gift, you can leave.
I would have got right up too and been like,
She didn't mean that.
No,
with my plate.
And my gift.
It's the baby hormones.
It ain't no hormones.
She didn't mean that.
I meant that.
I meant exactly what I said. So if you didn't bring a gift, you can get up and go.
it. Okay.
I said what I said.
All right.
Let's start with this. Shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? As a person who is planning a wedding right now, and you look at them goddamn prices, shout the fuck out to her. Because she said it's giving wedding vibes. That to me felt like they were already married. So they went through the thing of coming to the wedding, and you pay for everybody to come, everybody eats, everybody drinks, everybody dances and has a good time. But that table is a little light over there in the corner. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, shout out to her. Was it rude? Yeah, it was rude. But shout out to her for standing on that shit. Cause
no, shout out to her. If she need to already weed them people out, and she shouldn't have invited them back. So it's time
That's
for
a
her
good
to
point.
start taking care of her business.
Good point.
She got a baby on the way. She need to be watching who is around that baby, right? And who is around her. And if she want to be in that energy while she is getting ready to bring this life into the world,
So no broke energy around my baby.
Her own energy is broke.
Okay.
Around her own baby, right? Because she's trying to get cash instead of love and support. Again, if we go back to these indigenous systems that we talk about, right? A baby shower is not about bringing gifts. We can go to what's called a blessing way. And that's when women, I know we had these co-ed baby showers. Sorry, dads. But that a blessing way is a space for women to get together to help this woman prepare her body and her mind to bring this new life into the world. I know we've been having babies since the beginning of time, and it seems like everybody didn't have a baby now. Everybody have a baby. But childcare is something sacred, right? Especially for us as Black people, as indigenous people, right? So special for us. And this practice has been commodified. And now it's about bringing a gift.
That's 8.
No, it shouldn't be about bringing a gift, because you don't have hey, let me tell you something.
What's that
My
word again?
presence is the gift.
Come on.
Okay. I'm kind of riding with her a little bit, but
I just want to say this much. I mean, I don't want to argue with you.
Just don't come to my baby.
It's just like, no, if what a blessing way.
Yeah.
Let's have blessing ways instead of these fuck ass gender reveals. Fuck all that
agree.
shit.
I
Have a
agree.
blessing way.
I
You know what I'm saying?
agree.
But if you come to my goddamn baby shower, bring some fucking diapers. I don't care. Bless me with some diapers. Or some formula.
Because the only problem is she probably spent the grip on the
And
baby
that's
shower.
another problem
That's
too.
probably the problem.
They do too much. I will say that they do too much with all these things.
Agreed.
I hope I don't offend anyone. It seemed like back in the day, baby showers used to be more of family and friends to get that. And they might have brought you gifts and but that was that. It's people on baby number 8 that's having a baby shower. Nigga, recycle the shit from baby number 3.
Yeah.
Why am I coming with a gift?
Yeah. You don't need nothing.
Or
Why are you
you have
hiring a DJ?
$250
I've DJ
stroller.
baby showers. Why are you hiring a DJ?
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Why is your baby shower catered? I mean, all this stuff that we're doing, we're spending so much money that we're wasting.
Can
on
I
a lot
tell
of
you
stuff.
why? It's the same reason why a lot of times we go crazy at high school graduations. Because a lot of times in our community, we know that that's it. Ain't about to be no wedding. So this baby shower gonna have to be where you come celebrate me, and hopefully my union with this dude. Hopefully, but 9 times out of 10. He got on the Burberry button up. Right. Keep it 100. Sometimes in our community, which is something we have to, on one hand, embrace and understand, but it can be a detriment because a high school graduation is but a step.
Exactly.
It is not. I'm not celebrating. I mean, I'm gonna celebrate. We can go to dinner. I'm gonna be proud of y'all, but. We got bigger dreams. We got bigger goals.
It's just the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to create masters and doctors, not high school graduates. And oftentimes we'll treat these baby showers as if they're wedding receptions.
Baby showers.
Because unfortunately, ain't nobody never gonna get down on that knee and be like, he booed me for the rest of my life.
A ton of stuff. Not just prom send-offs. People probably spend more money in the stuff they put into a prom and a prom send-off. You could probably pay a first-year tuition on what people put into something like that.
And I don't mind it if you got it.
And it's not saying that it's a bad thing. I think sometimes when we talk about these things, we act like it's the worst thing in the world to not celebrate each other. Let's celebrate each other and celebrate our accomplishments. But sometimes black people, we go too far.
If it's gonna do you dirty, like the reason why I say I feel what she was saying, because if doing all this at your baby shower is breaking you, then you shouldn't do it.
Shouldn't be doing it.
You shouldn't be doing it to hope to recoup on the gifts.
Right.
If you can't afford it, like Leah was saying, Leah, this is most you never came up in the pod. She was saying, like, we be joking because South Euclid around the end of May is prom balloon setup central. Every street you go down is 15 cars parked on the side street because somebody going to prom. And she like, and Mackenzie getting the same thing. And I get it, but we can do it and it not be a thing. The problem is if it's breaking you to the point that you got to pick up the mic in the middle of the ceremony and say, if you ain't bring no gift, you got to leave, then you probably overextended yourself, man. And you couldn't afford this.
And it's that, and plus on top of that, it's just the reality is from what I took from it. Well, I can't judge her because I don't know her. But the vibe I'm getting is this is an event for you. This ain't something sacred to you. And I'm not judging her. But it ain't nothing like, okay, yeah, we having a celebrating this. It's more so like, I want to make sure people see that it's this and this and that. People do everything for show, man. Yeah. That's how it come off to me. You ain't bring it. I mean, I get it. I mean, I think you should if you attend something, you know, and you celebrate somebody. Moms. But that come off way more like showy.
I've met moms like her that it was like, ooh, should I invite them? I wonder if they're going to give me a gift. You don't even like her. But I just want, I'm not coming. I don't want to be in that energy.
You don't want that energy.
I don't want to be a part of it. And it's like, why are you inviting people to this special thing and you don't even like them?
That's true.
What, like, it's the showmanship.
It's a show.
So I can put it on IG and have all of these pictures and perpetrate like I'm really doing something. And we got to get out of that.
A lot of times the kids don't even be, especially baby showers, but even with these prom things, the kids don't even be wanting it.
Oh shit! Talk about a birthday party for a kid that's 1 or 2 years old that people go broke on doing extra stuff or whatever. I mean, y'all make good arguments. But I just know on July 22nd, 2023.
You come through the door, you better have a gift in your hand.
Hey man,
you better start working on the list right now.
Man,
we got security at the door.
Hey.
Security at the door. Gift. Okay, your seat is over here.
No gift. Your seat is in your whip.
Leave, please.
Station.
Get out of here.
All right. We got anything else? Because I know we got to wrap in a little bit.
Yeah, we can wrap it up, man. I ain't got too much.
I don't know if I put something else there that I wanted to make sure we hit, but I don't think so. The other one would be a little too heavy if we start. I mean, unless you want to give it 10 minutes.
What is it?
The Tiffany Haddish, Aries Spears.
That is heavy.
Let's save that for next time.
Let's save it. Yeah, let's save that. That's heavy.
You wouldn't ask me.
Because I got a lot to say about that. Fucking creep.
I didn't even like the video. You're part of it. You showed us. I was just like, yeah,
it's too much. That's a lot, man. It's a lot to even process to watch. You know what I'm saying? Just know that Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears shouldn't be able to talk their way out of this one.
Agreed.
They should be able to.
Yeah, man.
All right, then. Well, I guess we'll wrap this one up. Shamara.
Yeah.
You know what?
West Side.
You know what she said it a second ago, and I forgot it. We were talking about it when she was here the first time. She said Dr. Archie.
Yeah.
And I remember we were talking about the whole Dr. Archie thing at that time then. So, yeah, so that's a good thing to say. So, Dr. Archie, let the people know where they can find you. Give them the name of your podcast again so they can be looking for it when it comes up in the future.
All right. So you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube at Black, Feminist. So it's BLACK COMMA Feminist. The podcast right now, we have a little hashtag going, #Traptivist the Pod. Mm-hmm. And so we're working on our socials, getting them up and everything, but definitely tune in to me. My primary place is IG because I like words and pictures. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there'll be more information coming soon.
Dope.
Right. Well, thank you for joining us. Absolutely. Everybody keep an eye out for it. Obviously, you'll see it coming out from our pod too. We'll be talking about it when it's about to start, and so everybody keep an eye out for that. Playboy, give them all your shits.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, it's Playboy the DJ, Playboy DADJ. You can find me on Instagram, Playboy_James3. You can find me on Facebook under my government. If you know me, then you know me.
They know you.
And you can find me on all DMST Boy platforms. So my father say, be yourself before you be by yourself, man. Great show. Thank you for coming. Peace. I'm out.
Thanks for having me.
Dev, give them all your shit.
It's Big Dev, man. As always, I'm just trying to spread love in a world full of hate. You know what I'm saying? I
when
love
you hate,
y'all.
no Harriet.
If you don't love me back, it's cool. My mama do. Like my pops always say, do what needs to be done when it needs to be done, whether you like it or not. It is the real Big Dev 216 everywhere.
Everywhere. All right, DMST16 at yahoo.com. Questions, comments, concerns, feedback, anything you want to talk to us about, you can reach out to us there or reach out to us on our show or on our socials, DMST BOYZ. Like I'm trying to say every week now, if you are listening to this online, you should be tuning in and checking us out live, interacting with us in the feed and things like that. It's always it's just a better experience when you watching the show live. But even if you are listening throughout the week, we still appreciate y'all. I feel bad because I didn't catch up to y'all with the big words this week. But I'll be on my game next week. I'll catch y'all next week.
Right.
So we'll be back again next Sunday. Yulisa will be back next Sunday. Yo, buy y'all tickets, man. MusicThroughTheStreets.com, man. It's gonna be a good time. I enjoyed DJing this event every single. It's actually one of the things I look forward to every single year. I enjoy doing it. MusicThroughTheStreets.com. It goes to support a good cause for these kids. Putting money towards helping them out, getting them to schools and things like that. So please support it. East High School Friday night, 6:00, and then Bedford High School at the stadium. Gates at 5, I think, on Saturday, man. So it'll be dope.
I guess I'm going. I saw
her saying the feed. You'll have a good time. Honestly, you'll have a good time. And I think the weather is actually, we get lucky. I don't even want to say it. Yeah. But the report is good. But it's going to be a good time. So, all right, y'all. We'll see y'all next Sunday, man. It may be cloudy today, but the sun will come out tomorrow. So as long as you are here under the sun, live your life to the best of your motherfucking ability. I am DJ Brainstorm for you on all social media. That is DJ Brainstorm, the number 4, the letter
U. Hey, you can call me K York. You know what I'm saying? 58 yards
for the win.
Down the middle for the win, baby.
Cooler than a peppermint patty.
Call us 1-0.
Yeah.
Right.
And for our Cincinnati people,
call
them 0-1.
Go eat some of that chili throw up.
All right.
We'll holler at y'all next Sunday, y'all.